You guys better settle in for a long one. I think this video might be the longest one I'll ever make. Salutations, everyone. My name is Pietro, and welcome to today's video. And for today, I am going to play a hard control deck. This deck is actually almost the same list that Barff has recently 5-0'd with, and it is a Sultai Control deck, blue, green, and black. The big difference that we are going to notice from Barff's list to mine is that Barff was playing a bunch of Campfires, and I do not own those cards, and I will not buy those as they are prohibitively expensive on Magic Online. We're talking something like 25 ticks each one, and I don't got that kind of money right now, so I am not going to be buying them. And yes, I know that that is a big difference. The list that I'm going to play is not going to have the power to stabilize when it comes to aggression and life gain as well as the other one, but hopefully we can still try some stuff out and see how we do. So this Sultai Control list is pretty spicy in the sense that none of the cards that we are playing here, save for maybe Coiling Oracle, are that unusual in the format. We have our counter spells, dispels, flickers, fumes, pulse, snuff out, Archaeomancer, Mystic, Murmuring Mystic, and those things. Even a pair of Mold Drifters hiding over there. But the cards themselves are fine. They are regular good cards that we already played. And I believe that that is sort of the idea. This is just a pile of good Sultai cards. Sometimes people joke about like, oh, I'm gonna play my like Sultai good stuff binder dot deck or something along those lines. And yeah, this is kind of the idea here. So the main purpose of this deck is to have counter magic and interaction in the form of removal or strong one-offs or things of the like to just be able to control the board, control your opponent's early aggression and things like that, and then eventually you are going to close out the game either with the Archaeomancer plus Ghostly Flicker loop and getting extra value and things like that, or you're just gonna do something like make a bunch of mana, play a big hit Nyxborn Hydra, and beat down your opponent. In a way, this deck is very similar to the Ephemerate Tron list that I played recently, because it is, again, just like strong synergy and good cards. The difference here is that we are playing a lot more interaction than the Tron deck, and as a consequence, we are going to be a smaller control deck, in the sense that we're not going to have the same level of insane ability to just make a bunch of mana and take huge advantage of our cards. But we do have a lot of synergy and we have more slots to dedicate to our own protection. As I mentioned, the original Barff list had a Campfire, and I believe I replaced the Campfire with a Singleton Mystical Teachings in the main deck. And honestly, I just really like Mystical Teachings in decks like this. We have we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 one-off instant spells in the deck. And then in addition to that, we have like the counter spells, the cast downs, the pair of ghostly flickers, 3 Behold the Multiverse, and the snuff outs here. So this Mystical Teachings is able to search for 20 different pieces of card card advantage or interaction, and I really, really like that. And overall, that's it. It's just a really strong control-y deck. We have Bojuka Bog. We are going to be playing a bunch of tap lands, which is a problem in a lot of situations. But any deck that has Coiling Oracle already has my heart. If you didn't know, I'll give you a little tidbit about this. The print run test name, is that what it's called? Of the card used to be Manaconda when it was being originally developed for Dissension. And I absolutely adore that. I think Manaconda would have been a great name for this. But Coiling Oracle is also a pretty good one. So this is a card that is just really good value. It's a guaranteed draw, even if you give up a little bit of information to your opponent. But sometimes you just hit a land and you put that straight into play, and that is amazing. We also have a singleton Masked Vandal, which we can use with the 2 cyclers that we have, or with the other creatures that we have in the deck overall. This is also a thing that you can flicker if you need to repeat use it. The Tithing Blades are also very good removal, as well as a win condition, and a thing that you can flicker off of Ghostly Flicker. And then we are going to have the Archaeomancers, as previously mentioned, and a pair of Mold Drifters. So all of these are going to be our flicker targets, as well as the Murmuring Mystic, which I believe is going to be our main win condition in a lot of the matchups. And then the rest is the Hydra, the Cyclers, and the 4-off Lorien Revealed. So we have 20 lands and we have 6 land cyclers. So it's going to be really hard to get mana screwed. So I hope we don't. Sideboard-wise, we are going to be playing 2 extra Masked Vandals for the matchups where that matters. Some Graveyard Hate, some Weenie Hate, 5 Blue Blasts, and an extra Murmuring Mystic, as well as a pair of Weather the Storms. And I added a second Pulse of Murasa in the sideboard in place of one of the Campfires. I just really like Pulse of Murasa against grindy decks, and depending on the deck, I also like it against the aggressive ones. So this deck is very slow. I imagine that games are going to go long, so I'll do my best to play quick. And hopefully once we have stabilized, our opponent will concede to us, so we don't have to go through the whole process. But if not, we might have the chance to enjoy the light show a little bit when we are ghostly flickering multiple permanents and like causing our opponent to sacrifice their creatures from Tithing Blade and whatnot. And that's gonna be it. Let's head on into the games. Remember to check out the member section on YouTube if you would like to support me and have access to videos just like this one a week in advance. And if not, you can also go to Patreon, where I have extra content every week, and you can also support me there. And if not, you can just leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video, send me a cookie by mail, or whatever else you want to do. And without further ado, let's get to it. Let's get to the games. All right, I got my Christmas hat on. Let's get to it. We are on the play again. Oh, no, we are on the draw against Eliod, no H. This hand is not amazing because I don't have a lot of interaction, but it is overall pretty decent just because I have the Snuff Out for early game, and then I have all the colors, all the lands. I can Mold Drifter for 3 on turn 3 if I need to. Okay, Mountain is not where I want it to be. Okay, Murmuring Mystic is not bad. Grab the Prize, discarding Snacker. That's not great. This Snuff Out looking pretty bad as of right now. Counterspell. Okay, I would have liked to counterspell that Grab the Prize, but it is what it is. Guess I'll play the island and pass the turn. But Sneaky Snacker is definitely a problem card for us, and I don't have a lot of life gain in the deck. And again, this is one of the situations where the Campfire would have been absolutely great. They plotted a highway robbery. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Play the Tangled Islet and pass the turn. Yeah, this Snacker is gonna be big for my opponent. And the fact again that they were on the play means that they got it off before I could do anything else. They're plotting another highway robbery. That sucks. Yeah, I mean, not much that I can do, I guess. I'll just grab another island, untap. Okay, so this spell is not the end of the world. The problem here is that I'm just gonna get beaten down by these things, I guess. I guess I'm playing this and passing the turn, and then I am hoping that next turn I maybe do something like Mystic plus Hold Up, Dispel, or whatever. Unfortunately, I just need to take the damage, and my opponent has 2 highway robberies in exile. I don't currently love my situation. Honestly, I might just snuff out this at the end of turn, but I could just die in response to it. Okay, am I dead? Okay, doesn't seem like I'm dead. But again, things are not great. Play the Foreboding Landscape, and I guess I'm just gonna play the Murmuring Mystic and pray. I can no longer counterspell anything, but I think I just need to put a creature in play to start and to try and stabilize, but I don't feel confident at all in my chances here. Yeah, can't do anything about that. There's another Snacker. Okay, can't do anything about that either. Down to 3. Yeah. So here you can definitely feel the lack of the Campfires and the Kessig. Cool. So my opponent not doing anything that I can interact with in any way, shape, or form. I guess at least that was a decent draw. I get to try and hit the Cassig. But again, I'm in a situation where any time my opponent has any sort of interaction, I'll be dead. Oh, and actually I can't even do both because I have a foreboding landscape. So I can't really just take this because if I do, I go to 1. It's too bad. So I'll just accept that I'm dead to a bunch of stuff and I'll ghostly flicker like a pair of islands. And if my opponent has, not if, like, my opponent has to have something. If not a lightning bolt, a fire blast, or whatever. Yeah, sure. Like, I was never winning that game. The turn 2 snacker on the play was absolutely too much for us to deal with. All right. Blasts come in. Weathers and pulse come in. Don't need snuff out. Nihil Spellbomb is actually not that bad. I can cut the Masked Vandal. I can cut the Heritage Reclamation. I think I'm going to try to go down on the things that are too slow. Suffocating Fumes is not bad against snackers. I guess I can keep that one in. Mold Drifters seem very slow. Hydra seems very slow. And I know that I am cutting back on win conditions a lot by doing this. Exclude also doesn't seem great. I guess with all of these things that I'm bringing in, I could shave like a Dispel. Probably shave the Teachings. I am going to bring in the Nihil Spellbombs. Snacker is just so annoying to deal with. And this is 60. Do I want the second Murmuring Mystic? I am very low. I think I'll cut a Behold the Multiverse and bring in the second Mystic. And try this. Can I keep this? So if I go for black-green, I don't have a counter. Yeah, I think I can keep this. And I believe I might have to just go Island for the first Lorien revealed, so I can hold up Counterspell. And then afterwards, I can cycle like the Troll for a Haunted Mire, so I have the other colors. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Grab an Island. Okay, Nihil Spellbomb is not the worst. I don't imagine my opponent's going to do anything here. Maybe just plot. Yeah, okay. That's fine. So cycle this one. Grab Haunted Mire. Cycle this one. Grab probably just the Tangled Islet. Okay, I'll just play the Haunted Mire and pass. I have my next 2 land drops secured. My opponent's just plotting away. All right. I mean, that is a really good way of doing things. Play the Nihil Spellbomb. Play the Islet. Pass the turn. 4 mana. Blue Blast. Cool. So let's play a Coiling Oracle. Manaconda. Oh, we just hit a land. Cool. So I am just going to Bojuka Bog my opponent here. I would like to have as many land drops as I can get. No need to play a second Nihil Spellbomb. I already have 1. Opponent not willing to put a spell on the stack. Understandable. Take 1. And I think I'll just play the second Nihil Spellbomb just to use my mana a little bit. Okay. 6 lands in play for our opponent. Swing. And I think I'll just hold the Foreboding Landscape for cycling. My opponent plotting again. Okay. Cycle the landscape. Hit another land. Sure. And another land. So I do need to be a little worried about my opponent just absolutely blasting me out with these spells in exile. Do I even want to interact with this? Honestly, yeah, I think I do. I don't want to give my opponent anything that they can do. I'll try to fight that as well. But yeah, I'll fight that as well. Okay. So we are pretty low on resources now. My opponent gets to start doing the highway robbery thing. They sacrifice the land. Sure. But they don't play anything else. Okay, Murmuring Mystic is obviously great. Let's just play that. And I will actually play the Swamp here. This Pulso Murasa is probably just going to be getting back my Troll of Khazad-dûm so I can pressure my opponent. Fiery Temper and a Snacker. Okay. Where's the Fiery Temper going? Towards the Mystic. Sure. Yes. Okay. Sacrificing another land. Sure. Well, I imagine you gotta have a second burn spell, right? Are you Fire Blasting the Mystic? Okay. So let's take a redraw. Cool. Exile my opponent's graveyard. And Pulso Murasa the Murmuring Mystic back. Nice. Replay. Did you find a thing as well? Rad Blast. Well, I got one too. I just noticed that I tapped my things really badly. But it is what it is. I am just going to play the Coiling Oracle here. So my opponent knows what I drew. Not going to attack. And as long as I don't die this turn, I think I'm good. My opponent did sacrifice a lot of resources. Yeah, no. That's why I have denial spell bombs. Red Blast the Mystic. Okay, okay. So they killed the Mystic and they killed it again. Good for them. Game is definitely not over. Yeah, I'll take one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just cast this. No to the land. Yes to the cast down. Draw 2. Nice. That's very good. So let's just swing. Deal 2. Shoot down the Cassig. Hold up mana for the Ghostly Flicker. Another Snacker. Okay. Grab the prize. I think I'm actually good flickering an Oracle and a Bojuka Bog. I don't really want to have to deal with the Snacker. Exile your graveyard. Take a redraw on the Oracle. Yeah, okay, that's great. Opponent is swinging. I'm 100% blocking. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lorien. Draw 3. Let's Oracle. Get a redraw. That was a tapped land. Okay. Let's Weather the Storm for 9. Swing. And I feel pretty confident now. Grab the prize, discarding another mountain. Okay, okay, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Archaeo. Archaeo gets back. Pulse of Murasa. Yeah, and opponent concedes, as they should. Okay, so we were able to control game 2 there, and we did our thing. The Graveyard Hate was definitely the thing that allowed us to catch back up. Because we were able to control my opponent's early plays, and then they just needed to sacrifice so many resources to getting the Murmuring Mystic off of the table, and then we just did it again. Okay, ooh, that was a good draw. I think this hand is a perfect keep. We just have a lot of things that we can do. I am just going to lead off on blue mana because of the Blue Blast, and then I will play Aquifer turn 2. Ooh, opponent did not suspend their plot their highway robbery. Grab the prize. So it is very likely that they have an answer here. I am still going to try and force the situation, of course. Okay, that's fine. Foreboding Landscape. Okay, so I am just going to play the Tithing Blade to get that out of play immediately, and I'll play the Foreboding Land. Maybe I should have held it to cycle. I don't know. That seems a little weird. Maybe I was supposed to hold up another blue. God, Sneaky Snacker is such a pain. This card is really annoying. Don't love that. So I already have a green. Do I want to not? Oh, I can't get another one because I only have one. I guess I'll take another black. Okay, so the Archaeomancer is eventually going to be good, just not right now. And I can't really flicker plus do something else. Oh no, I mean, technically I can, right? All right, so I'm gonna play greedy here. I'm going to attempt to flicker the Tithing Blade and one of my lands, but I can absolutely get got here. So Ghostly Flicker here and here. Pyroblast, tough, very tough. Because now I don't have the other mana for the Weather the Storm. I'm just gonna cycle the Troll. If my opponent has it, they have it. Not much that I can do about it. I'll take the Haunted Mire. That's not great. Play the land. Try Archaeomancer. Do you have another blast? Oh, okay. I think now I'm dead. My opponent just drew all the blasts and they got the early snacker. So they had the clock, and then there's not much that I can do on the draw against that, unfortunately. And now I'm dead to any 2 burn spells that they have. Honestly, I'm even dead to a single Fire Blast. Faithless Looting from the graveyard, yeah. Now I'm dead to a single burn spell. Any burn spell. Jeez. Okay. I guess I'm flipping this thing. Ah, I can't. It's turn 6. I don't have the mana to do it all. Whatever. I'm gonna do it. Look, I'm just gonna do this. I'll let my opponent hit me for 3, and I'll literally die if they cast their Lava Dart. But if they don't, maybe I have a shot. I think I just lost this game. 3 because of the Pyroblast. 3 Pyroblasts is too many to fight. And again, the grab the prize early absolutely got me. Yeah, dead. Unfortunate. Red Madness able to go very, very long. We are now 0-1. Let's go to the next round. All right, welcome back to round number 2. We are on the draw against Terminus 0. I am going to keep this hand. I have all my callers, even if they might be slow. Quirion, okay. Ooh, that was a great draw. Yeah, let's go with that first. So are we elves? Are we walls? Are we spy? Okay, looking like elves. No, seems we are spy. Okay, well, that's not bad either. I am just going to immediately shoot the overgrown battlement. Try to control my opponent's mana. Tinder wall. Ooh, Axebane immediately. Okay, I don't love that. At the very least, I have a Tithing Blade, which gets to kill one of those two. It is the Quirion Ranger. I'm not gonna hold up the spell. I would rather grab my green source here and get a tap land out of the way. Wall of Roots. Okay. Well, at the very least, it seems like my opponent doesn't have a lot going on in regards to mana. They are not cycling. They're not doing anything like that. But they do have an extra creature now. So let's coil in Oracle. If we find another one. Okay, can't play that one right now. So I guess I am just going to foretell the Behold the Multiverse. 3 mana. 4 mana. Oh, we are just walls. Straight up walls. Okay. So unfortunately, my opponent has infinite mana here. I mean, I need them to show me something. If all they're gonna do is vomit their hand, the game is not over. Okay, and that should do it. That's a Shield Wall Sentinel. I imagine that's gonna get Rubble Fort. Do you also have something else to do? Oh, my opponent had us dead multiple ways. Okay. All right, so they got us. They had the combo turn 4, I believe it was, on the play. I don't love my situation here, to be fair. So this spell is probably not going to be great. Arms of Hadar is probably not going to be great. I think the Nile spell bombs have some usefulness. Suffocating Fumes has some usefulness. Masked Vandal, not really. Weather the Storm, not really. I could just get another Murmuring Mystic as another piece of clock. Is there anything in their deck that I want to dispel? No, right? Because they're just playing a bunch of nonsense. Pulse of Murasa is not even great. I don't know. I don't think we're very well prepared for this. I guess I'll bring in the Arms of Hadar, but they are just a thing that sometimes is gonna help. Well, multiple pieces of interaction is what I want to see. This Troll of Khazad-dûm is going to turn into a Haunted Mire soon. Let's go Aquifer. Land and a pass. Okay. If my opponent is passing here, I think I'm cool just cycling this and getting my green tap land out of the way. I don't think there's any purpose in holding up pieces of interaction when I can just easily kill something on my turn. Yeah, like that. Okay. So black, whatever, do this. I guess the problem is that now if my opponent wants to cast like a Winding Way or something, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, it's just an overgrown battlement. That's fine with me. Heritage Reclamation is okay. I believe I'm gonna go Coiling Oracle. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have just held up double interaction. But my opponent does seem to be struggling a little bit. And okay, yeah, they just conceded. All right. So they probably had a hand that heavily resorted on a fast start, and we were just able to kill both of their early pieces of interaction. Cool. Wouldn't mind a hand that has Snuff Out, because Snuff Out is such a good tempo play against walls. You can continue developing your game, or you can still hold up a piece of interaction and kill a creature. I don't think this does it. Yeah, nah, this is gonna be a mulligan for me. I want early removal and early interaction. Opponent has also mulliganed. Wow, this doesn't do anything. Let's go to 5. Don't love this, but I don't think I get to go to 4. So we are both low on resources, meaning that I am probably just going to hold the counter spell and the Lorien revealed and hope that it's going to be good enough. Okay, so Really Caretaker is annoying. Play the Islet, pass the turn. Let's see how fast my opponent gets to go here. That's bad. Now they can Winding Way. What is this? Oh, Crashing Drawbridge. Okay. Well, that's not as bad as I was expecting. Oh, I think my client crashed here. Hang on. All right. So my opponent is casting an Obsidian Acolyte. I honestly don't even think Obsidian Acolyte is that strong given the current situation. But since my main way of protecting against what my opponent is trying to do is removal spells, I would very much like to continue to be able to do that in the future. Do you... Okay, wait. Okay, no response. Do you also have Winding Way as your last card? Oh, okay. It's an X-Bane. Okay, so situation is really scary right now. My opponent is top decking, but so am I, basically. Okay, that at least does something. Tithing Blade. I get to take out the Korean Ranger. Interesting. Ah, yeah, because the X-Bane already gives mana of any color. Okay, another forest is good for us. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I just gotta go for the Lorien Revealed here. Okay, so I have things that I can do. Problem is that this turn, there's nothing. Orochi, that doesn't do anything. Okay, I think this is just a play land, pass the turn, hold up mystical teachings. Oh, opponent just conceded. Okay, I don't think the game was over for them, but it was pretty bad because I had drawn 5 cards, I had all the mana up, and my opponent would be kind of stuck in a pattern of having to tiptoe around. It is what it is. So we win. We are now 1-1, and we are going straight into round number 3 on the play against some old guy. Opponent says, good luck, have fun. You too. This hand is not gonna do it. Let's mulligan. Honestly, this hand is not gonna do it either. Let's mulligan again. Jesus. I mean, okay, I guess I'm keeping it, and I'm bottoming probably the land and the Masked Vandal. Ghostly Flicker at the very least can flicker the Tithing Blade, but I don't love being on a mulligan to 5 here. Okay, Plains and a Relic of Progenitus. Sure. Like, yeah, Relic does something, but it's not the end-all be-all against me. So, unfortunately, I do think that I need to get the Haunted Mire. No, I can't get Haunted Mire, so it has to be Tangled Islet. Yeah. Oh, no, it's actually not bad. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. I was going to say, oh, I can't get double blue and get green, but of course I can. Okay. So, seems like it's some Boros Bio nonsense. Nice. Lorien is amazing. I would just like to continue hitting my land drops, pretty please. And with my opponent not doing anything, I'm just going to Behold the Multiverse, foretell it, and just pass the turn, just be useful with my mana. Melted Moxite. All right. Discarding a Kabira Crossroads. So opponent's not missing land drops. Yeah, especially not with a Boros Garrison. But they are going pretty slow overall. So let's cast the Behold, just looking for land drops. Is that good enough? I mean, I'm keeping the Bojuka for sure. Am I keeping a counter spell? Because if we continue on this holding pattern, counter spell is not bad, but I don't think I can afford to miss a land drop. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'll just play this. Bojuka Bog my opponent and move on with my day. So hitting a land drop is really, really good. The Relic of Progenitus is actually annoying now because I have an Archaeomancer. Synthesizer. Sure thing. Finding a land drop. Cracking the Moxite for a robot. Haven't seen this card in play often. I guess I'm fine just doing this. Getting rid of the robot friend. Play land. Fast turn. Crack the synth. Okay. Finding another land drop. Alright. So Foreboding Landscape gives me a little bit of breathing room here. Maybe because of that, I shouldn't have done what I just did. Oh, maybe I could have also done the thing there. Who knows? So, play Landscape. I have exactly 6 mana, so I could force my opponent to pop the Relic. Do I want to try and do that? Let's see. Cast down, Archaeo. Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine my opponent is going to bolt my Archaeomancer and pop the Relic. Sure. Okay, so we got the Relic out of the way, which is the good news. Bad news is that I am very behind on resources against my opponent, but my opponent also hasn't been doing anything, but they did have a ton of card advantage. Yeah, not much that I can do here right now. I'm trying to decide if Ghostly Flicker is just going to be a stupid removal spell on a Tithing Blade or not, and I think that not yet. And now I might want to do that, because I don't want them getting all the value from this. So let's flicker Tithing Blade and Bojuka Bog. Bojuka Bog on the stack first, so I can eat the Thraben. Skyfisher just going to pick up. Oh, I was supposed to crack this. Whoops. I'm just going to cycle this immediately. Okay, Snuff Out's not bad. Finding an Archaeomancer here would be really good. And I also need to play very fast. This is the kind of matchup that feels like it can go for a long, long time. Opponent found a Galvanic off of their synth. Okay, I'm just going to take 2. That's fine with me. Radiant Fountain, sure. Hardcast Snuff out. Oh, Aquifer is not great, but I will just play it and pass the turn. Another Synth. Finding a Lambus. Yep. We're getting ground into dust here. And I don't have anything that I can use to flip my Tithing Blade. Crack the Synth. Yep. Finding another Lambus. Well, at least this one they can't play. Oh, they can? No, they still had a land drop. Tough. Yeah, I'll just crack this. Thin the deck a bit. Grab the second green. If I miss for a couple of turns here, I might just concede early. Yeah, well, I guess I get to keep playing for now. But it doesn't feel good killing these dorky creatures that my opponent's gonna have. Another Lambus. Yeah. Cracking another Synth. Ooh, the Skyfisher is very bad. Yeah, okay. I think I'm good calling it here. My opponent still has 8 cards in hand and is going to continue to have more. It doesn't look great for me. So, the blasts come in. The Mystic comes in. Fumes goes. Heritage Reclamation might be fine. Masked Vandal might be fine. But I think Masked Vandal is too low impact. I would rather have a second Pulse of Murasa instead of Weather the Storm. Teachings is good. Everything else is good. Dispel actually doesn't seem amazing. Seems worse than Blast. Hydra seems okay. I can make it big. Maybe Heritage Reclamation doesn't seem amazing either. Destroying an artifact after it's already in play is not the best use of my mana. And I think I'll just submit 1 extra. Could have cut a Coiling Oracle if I really wanted to. Jesus, come on. Mulligan. I have so... I mean, I'm keeping it, but like, come on. I have 20 lands and 6 land cyclers in the deck, and I have been mulliganing so heavily in these opening hands. I'll just grab a Tangled Islet. If you have another Relic of Progenitus on 1, yeah, whatever. This is really annoying. Maybe that was a reason to keep the, what was it called? Heritage Reclamation? They just had Relic on 1 both games. Pretty annoying. And I am gonna miss land drops here unless I get really lucky. Okay. Not missing my land drops just yet. 3 mana? What is this? Oh, you have a Lambus and you have a Glinthawk? That sucks. Yeah. I'm just gonna get absolutely ground into dust by this thing. Like these interactions. Okay, well, at the very least, I'm drawing things. Too bad it was in that order, not in the other one. I would have loved to counter that Lambus if I could. I will counter it on the way back down. All right, we're back. My opponent had a Pyroblast. I am just going to fight back, mostly because my opponent is going to be tapped out, and then I am able to hit the Pyroblast and then untap and play Archaeo. Can I get a land? Nice. So I'm just gonna take the chance here to get my value. Get my counter spell back, play another land, pass the turn. Synthesizer. Thraben Charm. So Thraben Charm is going to remove my Archaeomancer, probably. Second Relic. Okay. So at the very least, I know my Muldrifter is going to resolve, and that is great news. Fly, birdie, fly. It's not a bird, it's a fish. Okay. No land is a little annoying, but I got a lot of action now. And if my opponent attacks with a Glinthawk, I am probably just going to block. Pick up the synth. Yeah, infinite value incoming. Yep. Okay. Behold. Let's actually go... No, yeah, let's go Tithing Blade. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play this one smart now. You're gonna pop a Relic? Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm gonna play this one smart now. So I'll take 2 here. See if there's anything my opponent wants to do about that. I mean, this card is very annoying, but I think I don't fight over it. Okay, nice. That's a miss. Okay, I'll try to fight over this one, I guess. If they have a blast, it's very bad. They do have a blast. Yeah. Finding another synth. Okay. This deck really never runs out of gas, huh? And my opponent still has a mana up. Not great, not great. Let's play the Oracle. Quite an Oracle is an embarrassingly bad card against some of the stuff my opponent wants to be doing here. Like, what am I gonna do with this? I'm just gonna die to these Skyfishers. I'll just grab an untapped land, play it. But like, my deck is very mana hungry. What is this? Opponent's just Galv blasting my face? Oh boy. Down to 8, down to 4. I do not love my situation here. I mean, yeah, what am I gonna do? So I'm dead to another galvanic right away. Guess I'm blocking here, and I guess I'm trying to do the flicker thing. If they have a galvanic blast, I'm dead. Okay, I didn't immediately die. Another synthesizer. Finding another oh, I knew about that one. Never mind. Did you find it? All right. Yeah, whatever. So we got absolutely crushed by Boris there. They just had so much value, and I felt like we didn't have the tools to fight it because they start generating value much sooner than we do. And uh, our interaction things cost a lot of mana, which really, really sucks. And I didn't feel like that was going to be the case, but the relics were actually very annoying because you're not able to stabilize. And I believe that one of the like I played the Flickertron deck very recently. I think one of the things that I felt different between that deck and this one is that here you don't have the burst of mana to pull ahead, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know. Don't know how much I love that. Well, regardless, we are straight into round number 4. On the draw against mrmapplebeck. I kept this hand because we have our callers, we have some early plays. Seems like we're playing against some sort of Jeskai Snow thing. Could also just be the Red Madness deck playing Whiteout. Yeah, seems to be some form of madness. Okay, Moxite. Moxite getting back the snacker. Every day. All day. Actually, I think I'm gonna get the green here. Okay. So that would have been good if I had cycled the troll, but I didn't. So I think I'm just going to cycle the troll, play a tap land, and pass the turn. Yeah, sure. I'll play an Aquifer. Faithless Looting. Is this like the Red Madness deck playing the artifact package? Like Great Furnace, Moxite, Galv Blast, that sort of thing? Fiery Cannonade and another snacker. Maybe this is like a red control deck? Playing Scred? Playing Control and playing Faithless Looting is really something. Yeah, okay. So this is like a mid-rangey control deck. All right. Okay, you have my curiosity. So what am I trying to do here? Heritage Reclamation on the snacker would be good. I would also like to get that Melted Moxite out of play at some point. But unfortunately, due to my mana, there's not a ton that I can do. Right now, I mean. I think I'm just passing the turn. It is likely that I'm going to Heritage Reclamation the snacker anyway. But maybe I can try to see if my opponent makes a move that is bad for them before I do that. And then I get a redraw. I really feel the lack of the campfires in the deck. For sure. Another Faithless Looting. Okay. Okay. So there was nothing else super crazy. Let's just get rid of that snacker. Take a redraw. Okay. Archaeomancer is not what I'm looking for. Cycle DeLorean. Grab. Probably just another Aquifer. Oh, maybe I should have gotten an... Okay, now I feel kind of dumb for doing the thing. Oh, no, yeah, because it was going to be in play. Never mind. Never mind. Everything is fine. I should have really gotten an untapped land here. The way I did this is not the best. So I guess I'm just going to bog my opponent and behold... Oh, can't cast that one. Just behold the multiverse. Keep passing, but that snacker is definitely going to be a problem for me long term. Let's hope my opponent's hand is like a bunch of scrads, because I can just grind those. Ooh, the Moxite. Forgot about that one too. Yep, so my opponent has a much faster... What is this? Is this a Monarch? Dang, alright. Okay. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, I don't want any more of you. Stop. Okay, so let's... Oh, I only have one green. Okay. So I'm just gonna go Masked Vandal. Vandal gets rid of the robot. Play Aquifer, pass the turn. But I fully expect my opponent to have a Scred or something here. Oh, they didn't. Okay. And the Crimson Fleet Commodore is a huge problem for me because it's just a 2-turn clock. Abandon attachments. Okay. Another snacker. No. Yeah, I feel like I'm dying with all of these value cards in hand, but I just don't have the time to cast them. I don't have the send it into overdrive thing that Tron has. And I somehow feel like I'm still missing lands, even though I'm playing with like 26. Okay. looting yet again. I think I should have probably just gone to combat. Discarded a pair of lands again. Yeah, there's the scrat that I expected. So I'm gonna go down to 5 life. That hurts a lot. Guess I'll cast this. Yikes. I don't think either of these cards do anything. Bottom. Okay, I'm dead, right? Fully dead. Okay. So that was horrible. Jesus. Okay, Sneaky Snacker is hellish for this deck to deal with. Good God. Well, all the blasts are going to be happening. All the blasts are going to be coming in. I feel this spell is not going to be great. Mystic can come in. Vandal, I probably don't care too much about. Weather the Storm, I probably don't care too much about. Pulse of Murasa comes back in. That's 65. That's a ton of cards. I think I might just cut all of the Coiling Oracles. They're just such small game here. Fumes might be a necessity. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna cut a Behold the Multiverse. No, maybe it's Snuff Out. Yeah, maybe it's a Snuff Out. Because Snuff Out is only gonna be good, from what I saw at least, against Monarch. Yeah, let's leave it like this. Maybe I should bring in one of the Coiling Oracles back. I don't know. Okay. So I get to counterspell starting turn 2. Okay. That's kind of scary. There's a Snacker. Okay. So I'm not going to play the Spell Bomb, but I will counterspell anything that draws extra cards. Okay. Didn't have to. So I'll just play this, play a Spell Bomb. And I tapped in a way that is obviously very suspicious, but I don't plan on cracking the Spell Bomb this turn. 3 mana? What is this? Huh. Counterspell? Okay. So I'm still just going to do this and pass. And this Blue Blast is very likely to just protect one of my big, like, 4 mana plays. Do I want to try to do that now? Yes, I feel like I do. I'll just go Archaeomancer first, because if it resolves, it's fine. If it gets countered, I guess that's fine too. Yeah, sure. That's okay. That is not the one that I am the most interested in having. Okay. Try to do the same play as last time. Problem is that now this dies. I guess I'll just play a land and keep passing. I do feel like the longer the game goes, the better it is for me. I don't love that one. I think that's the thing that I try to fight over. Oliphant. Okay. All right. Play land. Now I am in a situation that I'm not super excited about again. I honestly don't know. I think I just continue to pass. Okay, Lambas I don't mind too much. Guess I'll be cracking my Spell Bomb. Opponent discarded a Lightning Bolt. Let's do the thing. Ooh, that was a great draw. Dang. That was amazing. Exactly the card that I wanted to see. Cast Behold. Ooh. I don't think I want Tithing Blade, but I definitely want Lorien. Okay, got a Tithing Blade anyway. My Behold resolved. Nice. All right, now I'm feeling confident. And honestly, I am just going to set up the rest of my game here. If you want to resolve a Monarch, by all means, but it is very clear that you do not have a Blast in hand. I mean, things can change now because they're going to draw a bunch of cards off of this faithful, or filter a bunch of cards off of the Faithless Looting. You're going to play an Oliphant? Okay, that's funny. All right. Ooh, that's good too. So 4, play Murmuring Mystic. And I do think that I am just going to cast down the Oliphant here just so I get an extra dude immediately. I know this might look a little strange, but I think I would rather do this now because it really seems like my opponent is trying to 1-for-1 with removal. And if they do scred, I would like to keep my bird. Yeah, that's 7 damage. That's okay. I'm not going to fight over that. But now they can't Monarch. Is this another Oliphant? Okay. Cast the thing. I'll take a counterspell. Draw. Swing for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lorien again. Draw a million. Play this. Fast turn. My clock is very slow, but I do have one. Cast down. Do I just want to Hydra and try to get the game over with? Green. This is 6. Cast with Bestow. And this is actually pretty good because it forces my opponent to have something. Yeah, I don't care about this. They just spent a lightning bolt on a 1/1 bird token, and I still have a 6/7. This I will try to fight over. Okay, we game on. Blue blast. Okay. I think I'm just gonna pop this right now. To cycle. Nice. That's what I like to see. Mystic. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we cast a lot of card draw there. That felt really good. I think I'm good with my choices. I don't think I'm gonna change anything. Coiling Oracle, unfortunately, might be just too bad overall. I think the amount of removal I have is okay. I don't love Suffocating Fumes, but sometimes you just need to kill double Snacker. Okay. Problem is that now I'm on the draw. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, actually I need... Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play the Foreboding Landscape. Because if I do, then I'm forced to grab another island, and I don't want to do that. We just passing? Okay. The Troll of Khazad-dûm is definitely going for the off-color. Haunted Mire. Okay, that's not bad. Do I actually want to play that instead of holding up Counterspell? Yeah, I think I do. Because holding up Counterspell can mean that my opponent gets to just like abandon attachments or whatever. And that doesn't do a whole lot for me if they get a Snacker in play. And they can still hold mana. Oh, we're just immediately cycling. Wow. Okay, I don't mind that at all. Moxite, sure. If there's a Snacker coming, I will exile it. I guess I could actually hold because I have the Fumes. This is honestly very difficult. I think I don't. I think I'll let it happen. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. Play Island, pass the turn. I'll take one hit from the Snacker. Passing like this sucks. Okay. Ooh, all right. Play Foreboding Landscape. And probably just pass. Okay, just immediately popping the relic. Oh, I should have cycled the Suffocating Fumes. I made the play and then immediately regretted it. Like, I pressed OK and immediately thought that I shouldn't have done that. And I don't even have the mana now, right? Okay, I completely fumbled this turn. Well, actually, now I might as well just let it happen, right? And then try to do it on my opponent's turn. Yeah, okay. Okay, I need to, like, get my head in the game. This is the sort of interaction that is really weird to me. The, like, because not a lot of decks are gonna play Relic and Snacker together. I'll take the 4. Okay. Are you gonna... Do you have another Snacker? Okay, it's just an abandoned attack. No, it's a Faithless Looting. Okay. Okay. So now I'll go Fumes, heal these 2, sacrifice this. I did miss a land drop too. Yikes. Grab a black. Beholding doesn't seem amazing. I guess I'll just pop this in the hopes that I find a land off the top. Jesus. Okay. I hate everything that is happening to me right now. Guess I'll foretell this. Pass the turn. I have Blast. The problem is my opponent gets to make a robot. And I might just get buried by these robots. So I'm pretty sure I try to fight. I know that I am likely to lose. But I try to fight now. And then I kill it later. Yeah, okay. Tap lands here are not amazing. Play it. Pass the turn. This is not really the time for counter magic. Try to kill the Monarch. I don't have another blue. Like another double blue. Okay. Oof, that just worked. Thank goodness. Cast Behold. Oh, interesting. You're gonna counter this? Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're in the market for messing up my plays, that makes sense. I'm just going to hard cast this Mole Drifter. Nice. Can I get some lands, please? No! No! Yeah, there's another Moxite coming. Uh-huh. Yep. Dude, 26 theoretical mana sources, and I'm still missing land drops. That is absolutely crazy to me. Oh, you got... Okay, I'm dead. Wow. GG's, cool list. All right, absolutely destroyed. We're now 1-3. Let's go to the final round, see if we can at least recoup some of the lost play points. All right, welcome to the last round. We are on the draw here against brunocaffaro. Brunocaffaro. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of it. So let's see if we can recoup some of those lost play points. Let's go. Yeah, this hand is actually fine. Multiple pieces of interaction, some card advantage. I even have a Vandal that might do something at some point. But most importantly, I like that I just have good mana for the start of the game. I'm having fun with my Santa hat. I very much enjoyed this season. Oh, you know what I should do? I should do a little Photoshop magic and put a little Santa hat on my thumbnails. I like that idea. Okay, we are against Heroic. Luckily, we got a lot of good things against Heroic here. So, hold up, cast down, just Tithing Blade. What you guys think? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. It is very likely that I'll be able to get some form of 2-for-1. So I guess I can just let it rip and see how far my opponent wants to go with this Deathblade Elite. And I'll easily trade a couple points of life for the ability to do something else this turn, like Cycle DeLorean, get my off collars, or whatever. Laguna Band. Okay. Let's just cycle this. Go for the Tangled Islet. Okay, another Tangled Islet is not bad. I guess I could have countered the Laguna Band. Maybe that would have been a better use of my thing. I don't know. If my opponent is just going to be attacking me with a 1-1, I don't really think I'm worried about it. Homestead Courage. Okay. Resolves. So this is 3 points of damage now. Still not overly worried. Okay, that one I'll counter. That one is very annoying. Okay, so my opponent doesn't have any more mana, but the other counter spell is going to incentivize me to not go for the interaction play just yet. I'll take one more turn of beat down here. You're gonna flashback the Homestead Courage. Okay, I'm good with that. This is a hit for 5, so this is more annoying. Okay, so I am gonna counter that one. Just because my opponent's last card in hand very well could be what's the protection spell that has rebound? I can't remember the name of it right now. You know which one I'm talking about. Okay, so now if I cast down and my opponent has the protection spell, it super sucks. But I think it might be time I start doing some playing and some blocking. The Masked Vandal doesn't really exile anything. Yeah, let's just go Tithing Blade. They are likely gonna lose the Deathblade Elite. Yep. Aquifer and Pass. I guess I could die here, right? If my opponent's last 2 cards are solid footing and a pump spell, I could have been dead. Ooh, that's obviously nuts. Try to get my opponent in their upkeep. I guess if I'm doing that, I might as well just play the Masked Vandal as a chump blocker, possibly. Oh, that just resolved. Okay. Okay, so I played safe with absolutely no need. Yeah, my opponent concedes. The game is absolutely out of reach for them now. Wow, and I even had the snuff out too. Dang. Okay, so Suffocating Fumes can probably get lost. Heritage Reclamation, no. Heritage Reclamation is actually pretty decent. Dispel is a weird one. I think I'll cut a couple of Beholds. I'll leave a Murmuring Mystic. I'll leave the Mold Drifters. The Masked Vandals can be good, but it's not a guarantee that they will. Actually, I think Exclude is not great, right? So in that case, I probably bring back the other Murmuring Mystic and bring back like one of the Beholds. And then maybe Pulse of Murasa could be another Weather the Storm. Yeah, because Pulse of Murasa, I don't expect my creatures to be dying. And even if I have a creature in the graveyard, I probably just want it for Masked Vandal purposes. No, I don't want this. Thank you very much. This is better, yes. I guess I'll get rid of the Weather the Storm. I do like that I have the ability to cast down on turn 2. That is something that I am a fan of. Laguna Band. Okay. Ooh, that's even better. Tithing Blade, really good against White Heroic. Okay, so opponent played a Mask of Law and Grace on their Laguna Band, meaning that I can't kill it with a cast down anymore. Wait, no, what? Law and... Ah, yeah. Law and Grace is black and red. Okay, MTGO really lagging right now. Grab the Swamp. The Armored Armadillo is surprisingly annoying because it has Ward 1. So I can't even try to kill it and then do the other one. So this probably means that I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah. So let's go Lorien for Islet. Yeah, Lorien for Islet. Play it. And then later on, my Foreboding Landscape can become a second black. So my plan currently is to go cast down the Armadillo, untap, Tithing Blade, get the Laguna Band. But my opponent can knock me out of balance here for sure. Okay, Hyena Umbra is not too bad. Hopefully this is not a solid footing situation. Oh, they don't have Vigilance, never mind. Okay, so I need to play this. Let's pass the turn, right? Yeah, because there's no way I can do everything in a single go. So I'll just pass the turn. Coiling Oracle could be a chump blocker for me down the line, but for right now, I think I'm just going to play safe. Because I have a plan. It's not necessarily the greatest of plans, but I have one. And my opponent might not even be incentivized to save the Armadillo. Okay. Okay, if they're spreading their damage, it's fine. I'm just taking this. I'm not doing anything. 4. Cool. Opponent still has 2 cards in hand. Look at him. He's just a little guy. Cast down. Hopefully they don't try to save it. That sucks a lot. Okay. They should have let me pay for the ward first. Nope. Yeah, this is very... Okay. Nobody panic. We might have a plan. Tithing Blade. Land. Maybe should have done it in the opposite order. Snuff out. Okay, no snuff out. Okay, so Ghostly Flicker is obviously great here. Is there any way that I die? I think I block regardless because I have the mana for Coiling Oracle plus Ghostly Flicker next turn. So I just get to do this. I almost look like a unicorn with this on. Hey, I like that. Now I look even more like an elf. Ooh, love that one. So I might be even incentivized to just let this go. Yeah, I'll take this one now. Only 3? Okay, I will respond to that one. So flicker these 2. Hopefully, okay. I was gonna say, hopefully one of their cards is not something like Mana Tithe. And now the situation is so much better for me. Nyxborn Hydra is obviously good. Let's just play this and pass the turn. I have Counterspell plus Behold available. Yeah, Ghostly Flicker plus Tithing Blade in this matchup seems like a nightmare for our opponent. Mask of Law and Grace, black and red. So I think this is mostly a thing so that my opponent can have flying. Let's have a look first. Let's Behold. And then I can decide what I want to do. Yeah, okay. So Mystical Teachings on top. Don't really think I want to lure in right now. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the 2. Land, swing for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Teachings. Teachings grabs another flicker. And that should be GG. Okay, even found a snuff out. And winning the game here is going to be very easy. I even have the win conditions in hand already. I could also just flip the Tithing Blade and on and on and on. Okay, our opponent's still going. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Mystic. Mystic resolves. Okay, and opponent concedes. All right. So let's go to our final thoughts and talk about what we have learned. So I had fun playing the deck. I always like when Dirtle piles like this one make it to the 5-hole deck dump results and whatnot. So let's actually first talk about something that I have learned, which is something that I had honestly never thought about before. Control decks like this suffer a lot from things like Synthesizer and Melded Moxite, because those are cards that end up gaining you card advantage, obviously, but they are also cards that allow you to transform them into a threat. And then if you are a slowly more control-y deck, having your opponent just play things that they want to be playing anyway and gaining card advantage, but that also transform into literal threats on the board, because to a control deck, a 2/2 is going to be a threat a lot of the time. So Samurais and whatnot, pretty interesting. Those are definitely things that I very much enjoyed seeing. And I loved how our round 3 opponent, the red control deck, I think it was, I love how they absolutely crushed us by just doing their thing. Like, played the Moxite, it brings back a snacker and eventually turns into a robot, and I get to keep doing that. That felt really good. Now, in regards to the list, I definitely felt the lack of Campfire in a couple of matchups there. So those are situations where, yes, my list is definitely less optimized than the one Barff played. However, I think it's absolutely insane that in a deck with 26 possible mana sources, we got mana screwed as much as we did. That is crazy to me. because I always wanted to be hitting my land drops. I always wanted to be deploying more mana so I could transform my late game cards into actual cards cast. Otherwise, they're just rotting in your hand. And I was so surprised by how often we were having trouble just hitting our land drops. Like a hand that had 3 lands in the opening was not a guarantee to get to 5 mana on turn 5. And this is a deck that really wants to play all its land drops probably until like 7 or 8 mana. So missing those definitely hurt quite a bit. Otherwise, I really like the deck. I think it's pretty cute. I like all the one-offs and the pieces of interaction. Any deck that is playing Tithing Blade plus Ghostly Flicker has my heart. I think that that is a sick interaction that more decks could be playing. But yeah, overall, I think that's it. I think the deck is fine. I think I got a little unlucky in the lands department, but it is very real to be playing a 3-color land that also wants to have blue for counterspell on turn 2 and really wants like blue-green for Coiling Oracle. Playing this many tap lands and cyclers means that we are pretty slow, and that definitely had a cost. But overall, I was pretty happy with the list. I think it's really fun. It gave me some ideas for when I return to Domain Control, and I am gonna go back to that deck. I have been having some pretty cool ideas about it, I feel like. But for now, that is going to be all. Thank you so much for watching. Again, check out the member section on YouTube. It's the cheapest that I could make it. Check out the Patreon if you want to support me a teeny little bit more. And if not, that's fine. Thank you for watching already. That's great. I hope you have a great day. I hope you take care of yourselves. Stay excellent out there. And I'll see you guys next time. Hooray!